Hey spooky people, welcome back to my channel. Today is finally time for part 2 of my Beetlejuice office transformation. Today we're finally getting it done and I'm really excited to show you guys the final result. So with that being said, let's get started. Here I'm just showing you a few items that I picked up to add to the room as decor. First I have this handbook for the recently deceased that I bought from somebody on Poshmark. It's super cute. It's actually a blank journal, but it has this passage inside about, "Congratulations, you're dead. Here's a manual." So it's pretty funny. You can pause the video and read that page if you wanted to. I also have this Lydia doll that I bought from Spirit Halloween last year. If you guys remember my recent Halloween decor hauls, then you would have saw that. I'm just going to go ahead and put these on top of my secretary desk for now because I don't have any furniture in the room yet. But once I start getting the room put together, I will be moving these items. If you didn't see my last video where I decorated this secretary desk and made it all spooky and cool inside, then please go check that out. It's a really fun video and I think you guys will enjoy that. And also while you're here, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys mean the world to me, and I love when you show your support for me by engaging in my videos, whether it's leaving a comment, liking, or subscribing. I really appreciate it. Anyway, getting back to the video now. Here's just a quick snippet of what it looked like when I put both of these on top of my desk, but as I mentioned, I am going to be moving these, and as you'll see coming up in this video, I'm going to start hanging some shelves on the wall. This one is the spiderweb shelf from Vampire Freaks. If you guys watched my Vampire Freaks haul from I think last year or maybe even the year before, you guys have seen when I bought this. The other shelf I'm using is one that I thrifted and painted. And I had both of these shelves in my old bedroom at my old house, so if they look familiar to you, that's why. You've definitely seen them before. And I was really glad that I could repurpose a lot of stuff from my old bedroom in this room because it definitely cut down the costs for decorating, because as you guys know, decor can be very expensive. So that's why I'm glad I could repurpose and reuse a lot of the things that I already had. Also, I have some quick little advice for hanging shelves that I found to be very useful so I didn't have to keep making a bunch of mistake holes in the walls. What I ended up doing was taking a tape measure and measuring the length in inches in between each of the brackets on the shelf. And the tape measure helps so that I know the distance to hang the nails so that when I hammer them in, they're not the incorrect length. And I don't have to make a bunch of extra holes in the wall. But also, the tape measure helps me to hang the shelf straight because, as you guys know, the tape measure is, a straight line. So when I mark the nail holes in the wall, that will make my nail holes straight as well. So that also prevents extra holes where they don't need to be, which will make the wall look less pretty. By the way, if my voice sounds a little grovelly or anything like that, it's because I've been sick for the past few weeks. I've been dealing with an upper respiratory infection, and I'm pretty much over it now, but I do still have a lot of phlegm, so I have to keep clearing my throat. And I'm still coughing and sneezing occasionally, so if you guys think that I sound different, that's why. If my voice sounds a little raspy or weird or anything, it's because I'm sick. 'Tis the season. But anyway, back to the task at hand here, hanging this shelf. Once I finally get it straight up on the wall and I feel like it's not going to fall down, then I'm going to hang some pretty cool things on this shelf, such as my Beetlejuice statue that I bought last year from Spirit Halloween. I believe I went the day after Halloween and I got a lot of things 50% off, and I believe that was one of the items. And here he is in all his glory, as you can see. I put the batteries in and he glows and he looks super cool. I think I remember when I bought him, the pull tab, like the try me button, didn't work, so I was not sure if the statue was broken or not. But the good news is that he's not. I put batteries in it and it works fine. So that was really exciting for me. I was super glad that he worked properly, as he should, because even though it was 50% off, I think I still paid like $25 for it or something, which is still kind of a lot. So I'm glad that he wasn't broken. Next, I bought this really cool art print of Adam and Barbara from Beetlejuice off of Poshmark. It came with the frame and everything, and I think it is super cool. So I'm going to put that up on my shelf as well. Now, it's a frame that has like the hanging feature, but you can also set it up on a shelf, and I just decided to set it up. I thought it looked better that way than hanging it on the wall. And as you can see, here's how it looks when I have it side by side with Beetlejuice, and I think it looks really nice. It's already starting to tie the room together, and I'm super excited in the direction that this is heading. Next, also from Poshmark, I got these two cameos of Beetlejuice and Lydia. These are originally from Spirit Halloween, but I believe they were like something crazy, like $30 for both of them. So I was able to find these on Poshmark used, and I only paid $7 for both of them, plus shipping, which really wasn't bad. I think it was like $12 total, and that's definitely a savings from what Spirit Halloween charges. And as you guys can tell, I went to Poshmark for a lot of the things for this video in order to save money because I didn't have a huge budget for this room, especially because I have to decorate the entire rest of my house since we just moved in. So this isn't the only room I have to do. So of course I want to save as much money as I can. So I'm so glad I was able to get a lot of these things secondhand on Poshmark, and they were in perfect condition anyway. So I don't think you can really tell that they were used. So I decided to hang these cameos on either side of my spiderweb shelf a little bit below. I think that's going to look really nice and definitely tie in the black and white theme as well as the Beetlejuice theme. I think this side of the room I'm mostly going to do Beetlejuice, and then on the other side of my secretary cabinet is going to be more of like a Lydia theme with her kind of stuff. But I haven't decided yet. We'll decide when we get over there. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it now. So obviously, as you guys can see, my theme of this room is black, white, and gray, but I'm doing green as an accent color. So coming up here, you'll see that I have a green chair. Beetlejuice has green on his statue, as well as one of the lamps that I bought. Coming up, you'll see that as well. It glows and you can choose different colors, so I'm going to put that on the green setting. So I kind of just wanted like touches of lime green throughout the room, like nothing crazy, but obviously I wanted to translate that as Beetlejuice, so I thought lime green would be a great accent color. I also thought about doing purple because purple is one of my favorite colors, but when I was looking online for furniture, I couldn't really find the exact shade of purple I wanted. It was really hard to find a purple that I thought came across as Beetlejuice. Like there was a lot of lilac chairs and a lot of like plum colored chairs, but I just couldn't find the shade of purple that I wanted. And surprisingly, it was a lot easier to find lime green, so that's ultimately what I decided to go with. Now I'm kind of just eyeballing the Lydia cameo and holding it up on the wall and trying to compare it to the height of the shelf so that I can hang them evenly. I don't want one to be higher than the other. And also, one thing that's kind of convenient about the striped wallpaper is that I was able to count the stripes in order to make sure that the placement was even, like where the cameos were spaced on the wall in proximity to the shelf and all that lined up. And I was able to do that by counting the stripes, so that was pretty convenient. I didn't realize that until I started doing it, but striped wallpaper definitely came in handy. Now I'm hanging the Lydia cameo, and I will show you what it looks like when that is done. And here's how it looked when it was done. I think that the levelness of how I hung them isn't perfect, but I think it's close enough. I think it looks great, and I'm really excited about it. And this is going to be all I'm hanging on this side of the wall. So now we're going to move over to the other side of my secretary desk and start decorating the left side of the room. Next, I have this wooden mirrored Lydia wall hanging. It says, "My whole life is a dark room, one big dark room." Of course, that is one of her famous quotes from the movie. So I have that, and if you guys remember, I had that hanging in my old bedroom because I also bought that in one of my Spirit Halloween hauls. So that is definitely going to go on this side of the room. I also have this big black mirror that was also in my old bedroom. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet, but I think the vibe of it definitely goes with this room, so I definitely want to hang it. I might hang it on the gray part of the wall that does not have the stripes, but we will see once we start decorating. As you can see now, I'm just placing that Lydia wall hanging up on the wall. I want to try to put it at a similar height as the other shelf on the other side of the wall, just so it looks symmetrical and even. So I'm kind of just eyeballing that as well. And when I found a spot that I think is pretty close, I'm just nailing it in. And then I'm going to place Lydia up on the wall. I'm going to set her on a shelf as well, but I just wanted to hang it because the whole thing is glass and I'm worried about it falling off the shelf and breaking. So I think hanging it from a nail as well as sitting it on a shelf will just give it that extra level of security so that it won't fall down. Now here is the shelf that I'm hanging on this side of the room. If you guys remember, if you've been here for a while, I picked this up in my Halloween decor thrifting haul a few years back, and I also had this hanging in my old bedroom, But I decided to use it in here, and I think it's going to be a great accent piece to hold all of my spooky little Beetlejuice objects. And this shelf is kind of hard to hang up because it has 2 nail holes in the back, but you kind of have to get the nails like dead on or else the shelf doesn't hang correctly. So it's very hard to put up. So I fiddled with this for literally 20 minutes until I got it hanging on the wall. So I'm going to edit a lot of that out because I'm sure you guys don't want to see me sit there and wrestle with a shelf for like an hour. So we're going to move on now. Once I finally got the shelf hung up, this is how it looked with Lydia on top of it. I think it's looking great, and I have a few more things to add to this shelf as well. So as you guys can see, I decided to move my handbook journal down onto the shelf. I think it looks a lot better here. You can actually see it, and it's accessible if I wanted to use it to write in. I also found these cute little ceramic candle holders at the dollar store. The one is striped, and I think it goes really well with this room. The other is black and gold, and it kind of resembles a cauldron, so I thought it would be a nice spooky touch. So now that this shelf is done, we can finally start assembling the furniture in the room. So I just wanted to give a quick little overview of how the room was looking so far. This is how it is with all of my shelves on the wall, and also I got this black chair from my parents. It was very nice of them to give it to me. I think it ties in very well to this room. So now we just have these 2 boxes to open up. One, I have a little side table, and the other is another chair, which is green and very cool. So let's get into that. So here I am, it's another day and another outfit, and I'm going to go ahead and open these boxes and take out what's inside. Now, the smaller box, as I mentioned, is a side table that I ordered from my job. It's a Florence Knoll hairpin table, which is very cute. I think it'll go great in this room, and it's just small enough so that I can fit some things on it, but it doesn't take up too much space. And what is most important to me about this corner is making sure that my closet is accessible, because we don't have a hall closet in this house, so I need to put coats and things like that in this closet. So it's very important to me that I can get the door open. So I tried to find some smaller furniture to fit in this corner, and I think I did a great job of that. The chair and the bigger box will need to be assembled, but it's honestly not that hard. I just had to screw on the legs, and then the back of the chair snaps into the bottom, so it was pretty easy. It only took like 15 minutes to put the whole thing together. By the way, let me know down in the comments if your cats always insist on helping you as well, and they just end up getting in the way. So as you can see, I'm just taking the chair out of the box. In a few seconds here, I will show you what it looks like. As I mentioned, it's a bright lime green, which I think is really pretty. I bought this chair on Wayfair, and it was like $120, which really isn't bad. It was one of the cheapest chairs I could find that I thought would be a great fit for this room, and I think the size is perfect. And I'm really excited to sit on it and also show you guys how it looks. I think it really ties the room together, and it really gives off that Beetlejuice vibe. I also think that the style of the chair is very mid-century modern, which definitely goes with my aesthetic, as well as the hairpin table that I have here. So I think it really ties the room in together. I also wanted to say that my vintage secretary desk that I have here, I thrifted that from a local thrift store, but that's also from the 50s as well. So I definitely like the retro vibe in this room. Most of my house has a retro vibe now. I'll make a separate video on that if you guys would like to see the rest of my house. But it's very mid-century modern, very retro, and I also love that I was able to tie that into this room as well, because mid-century modern and spooky are like my 2 favorite things, so I'm so glad that I was able to combine them both into this room. Now, I apologize for this part. I thought I was recording myself screwing the legs onto the chair and putting the whole chair together, but apparently I didn't, so I don't have any footage of that. But I just wanted to show you guys, here is how it looks. All put together, I moved my Lydia doll from off the top of the secretary desk to onto this chair, and I think she looks super cute there. As you can see, it fits perfectly in this corner. I can open the closet almost all the way still, and I even have room for my table, so I'm really glad that this worked out. I'm going to put this little Beetlejuice VHS tape lamp that I bought from Etsy. I'll link the shop down in the description if you guys want to check it out. And I'm going to put this lamp on my hairpin table. As you guys will see when I turn it on, there's a remote that comes with it and it has a lot of different color settings, but I'm going to put it on the green color setting so you know that it ties into the chair and my Beetlejuice statue and a few other things I have around the room. Because as I mentioned, I wanted green to be my accent color. I definitely played with this remote for way too long, going through every color to see what they looked like, but as you can see, there's like 25 different settings you can choose from. I ultimately went with green, as I mentioned, because green is my accent color, and I thought the green looked super nice and even a little bit spooky, which is definitely what I was going for with this room. I believe this Beetlejuice scene on the front of the VHS tape is hand-painted. As you can see, it has Beetlejuice. His sign, it has the sandworm, it has a bunch of different things. I'll show it up close here so that you can get a better look at it. If you look closely, you'll even see Adam and Barbara on the bottom, as well as their house. I think this is just the cutest thing ever. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I love the retro vibe, and I couldn't be more happy with my purchase. Now that all of our furniture is assembled and our main wall is done, I'm going to start hanging a few different accent pieces around the room. So I decided on this gray wall over here to hang that black gothic mirror that I have. I think it'll look really nice here and definitely tie in more of the black throughout the room. And I didn't show you guys, but here on my window I have black curtains as well, which I think look super nice. And they're blackout curtains too, which is cool. And they really do work when I close them, like it's pitch black in here, which is really cool. But here's how the mirror looks as it is hung up. I think it looks really nice. The last little decor piece that I'm going to hang up here is this Spooky Vibes Only canvas. And if you guys remember, I purchased this during my Halloween decor hunting at Home Goods video when I was in Delaware on vacation. We stopped in the Home Goods in Delaware and I found this and I thought it was perfect. I'm going to put this on the opposite wall next to my green chair. I think that'll look really cute there and definitely tie in my spooky vibe, which is what I was going for. Here is how the Spooky Vibes Only picture looks on the wall. I think it really ties in the black and white from the wallpaper and it looks very cohesive. And ta-da! Here is the end result. We are officially done. This is how my spooky Beetlejuice office turned out. I have to say I'm really in love with how it looks. I think it looks so cozy in here, so spooky, so inviting, so retro. I'm obsessed with it. This is like my whole personality in a room. I could not be happier with how it looks. I think it looks so cute. And the other side of the wall that I'm not showing you guys has my desk on it, but I'm also going to hang up some horror movie posters, and I'll show you guys that when that's done. I went to the Scream 6 premiere last week, and I got a poster from there. I also have a trick-or-treat poster with Sam on it that I'm planning to hang up, as well as some of my signed vinyls. So I think that'll look really nice as well. And here I'm just going to show you some different shots from around the room. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your likes, all your comments, all your support. You guys are literally so nice to me, and it definitely boosts my mood a lot of the time. If you made it this far into the video, just know that you're a real one, and I really appreciate you. If you don't mind, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of my office. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you not like it? Either way, let me know. And also let me know, what is your favorite spooky movie? Do you like horror movies? Do you like a good Halloween movie? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll be back very soon with my February vintage box review, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Remember to stay spooky. See ya.